next guest today is Keith Loryman from Workplace Cleaning Solution East Northants. So, Keith, welcome to NN Startup Day, and great to see you.
Yeah, no, thanks, Simon. As always, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for getting involved. And what we're doing today is we're talking about a whole different range of subjects around starting businesses, what it's like to be in business, and people's business experience as well. So, do you want to give us something introduction to you and what Workplace Cleaning Solution East Northants is all about?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Workplace Cleaning Solutions was set up by Anne Brebner, who's based in Northampton. She has franchised a commercial cleaning business, and I was one of her first franchisees. So while she's still concentrated in Northampton, I've got the East Northampton bit. So I've got Wellingborough, Kettering, and Corby, and basically, yeah, just offering commercial cleaning to pretty much every type of business. So whether that's from a restaurant or a pub, right through to an estate agent or a local council, whatever sort of customer is looking for cleaning, we can help them.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously you're quite territory bound there between Corby, Wellingborough and the Kettering area. So the kind of venues that you're looking to clean are really sort of commercial only, or you touch the residential market, or is it just
we can help out
commercial?
with the domestic market, but the main priority certainly is where we concentrate on is the commercial businesses. But as I said, just literally any type of business, big or small, large, or any sector, we can certainly help them.
Yeah, fantastic. Now your business journey, it's obviously you're a franchise, but you're still your own business, aren't you?
Yeah, no, indeed. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of working particularly with Anne. She's given me a lot of freedom, so I've got the support from her head office, but then I've also got freedom to go off and do my own marketing and doing whatever I need to develop the business. So yeah, and it's been going really well.
Good. And when it comes to sort of running the business, how long have you actually been running the franchise?
So we started in January last year, so just over, I think we're nearly coming up to 18 months now. So it's amazing how quickly it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the beauty of working with a franchise is that you've got that support, isn't it? Because a lot of people, will want to come into business and they'll think, oh, start a business, but it's not easy actually starting from ground zero, but when you're working with a franchise, obviously you've got that support as well. So how have you found it working with that support?
It's been great, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, especially at the NNBN, will know Anne. She's a super great person. She's really positive, and she's got a proven business model. So I basically just slotted into that. So I'm using her best practice to get customers and develop the business. But then I can also add my own sort of twist on the marketing and obviously the networking and things like that. So yeah, it's all very positive.
Yeah, good. When it comes to marketing, I mean, it's a real challenge, isn't it? I mean, getting it right and you're hitting that audience. And I always say to people when they're marketing that, and this actually happened to me a couple of weeks ago, you've got to make sure that you're targeting the right people. And I had a phone call the other week, and somebody said to me, they were trying to sell me a car, and I'm like,
Right.
well, hold on a minute, a £30,000 car, like I'm in the market for that at the moment. But they were actually saying to me, they weren't even asking me simple questions around. How many children do you have? What do you use the vehicle for? Have you got a dog? And they're trying to sell me a two-seater sports car. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. So how do you find marketing, what you guys are doing?
Yeah, that is a challenge, isn't it? And I think it's all looking at your marketing wheel and making sure that you are trying to do what works, what's effective, and trying to measure it a little bit. I mean, I found that when I first started, and a lot of people, again, NNBL recognise me from networking, and I spent an awful lot of time networking. And then I actually thought, well, actually, is that a good use of your time? So I've really focused in now on the networking events I go to. I don't necessarily go to every single one, which is what I was doing before. Obviously, I'm a great supporter of NNBN, but there's other network events I go to, but I don't do as much as I used to do. And now I spend more time maybe looking at social media, making sure that works. Also, sort of traditional leaflets and a bit of door knocking as well. Good old door knocking seems to work quite well as well. But certainly, the best way of getting work is word of mouth.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because no one's actually mentioned that today on any of the videos about word of mouth marketing. And it is critical, isn't it? So you're collecting things like testimonials can obviously help to increase word of mouth as well, because people, see what people have written, they start talking about it. And I think you're right. It is a great way to grow a business through that route. Marketing, as we know, is pretty challenging as well, though, isn't it? Because, and I'm glad you mentioned about the measurement, because again, people don't measure what they invest in their time and their finances with their marketing, and to actually hear you do that is great. So I think
It's
yeah,
definitely
very
a case you've got to try things. Does it work? It's actually bringing in business. Maybe not immediately. And certainly with the networking, it can be a bit of a slow burn. But it is about building the credibility up with the local community, so that even in a few weeks' time, someone says, "Oh, do you know a good cleaner?" And hopefully, I'll be that be first on that list of recommendations.
Yeah, brilliant. How do you find sort of juggling everything within the business that you're running, like with obviously the finance management, the marketing, the sales, and the delivery? Do you find it quite challenging sometimes? Or do you find it's quite straightforward if you're disciplined, I suppose is the word?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm probably too much of a busy fool, so sometimes maybe not working as smartly as I should do. And again, that's without support and with other people I deal with. It's all about trying to step away from the business, isn't it, and not be in the business. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's really true. You've got to spend time looking back, what's working, what's not working. Can you get someone else to do other stuff? Maybe get an accountant in, or get someone to help you with marketing, for example. So yeah, it's a challenge, but it's something I enjoy anyway.
Yeah, always there to rise to a challenge, I think as well. I think we're all guilty of wanting to rise towards those challenges, aren't they? Because that's what spurs us on, doesn't it, and gets us out of bed every day. So I think that's great that you've mentioned that. The other question I have for you was around the some of the. Hold on, I'll start a bit again. The other question I have for you was, what sort of successes have you seen since running your business? Where's been those real highlights that you sort of think, wow, really enjoyed that?
To be fair, my previous business, um, start again. I've previously done a lot of networking for previous businesses, and I found it quite difficult because that was quite sector specific. So having come back into networking this time, because I'm attracting so many different types of people, types of businesses, I can literally speak to anyone. So I suppose I've really enjoyed getting out and about even more than I have previously. I'm confident in the business I've got. I'm confident in the team that we can do a great service, which is really helpful. So that's that. I really enjoy that part of it, getting out and about. And I suppose obviously when you then get a good deal, or win a good customer, that's always great as well. We get a good contract, and you've worked hard on it for a couple of weeks, and then you get that big thumbs up, come and start cleaning for us. So that's great.
Yeah, you can't beat that feeling, I don't think, can you? When you've been working so hard, all the hard work behind leading up to that decision that somebody has to make over that piece of work or that service or something that they wish to buy from you, and all of a sudden they come in and they send you their email. That feeling of yes, I've secured it. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is, and I suppose it's different again with the cleaning company because it does what it says on the tin. So it's often difficult to stand out from the crowd. But again, I'm pretty confident in the way we look after our cleaners and the way I look after my customers. That I'm really hoping to become like the cleaner of choice in terms of cleaners looking for work and also clients looking for a new cleaning company.
Yeah, brilliant. Keith, thanks for getting involved and obviously joining us today on this day. What sort of words of wisdom would you give to anybody that's maybe starting to think about starting a business or has actually started already that maybe needs some words of wisdom?
Well, definitely to join NNBN first.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, we'll go along with that. I'll take that one.
I mean, joking aside, it is definitely trying to get your face out there. Look, again, as we've spoken about, making sure that you're spending your time usefully, particularly comes to networking. And I'm not blowing smoke anywhere here, but you've been super supportive. Everyone I've found at NMBN has been really great. And I think it's had a great positive impact on my business.
Yeah, that's good. And what about getting over some of those challenging moments that people have in business and you sort of think, why am I actually doing this? Why am I actually bothering? This isn't working. How would you say you could get over those real challenging hurdles and headaches that we may have all faced?
Well, what's the alternative? The alternative is going back to my office job, very managerial job, and it was just awful. So the alternative is going back to 9 to 5 or working for myself. I'm working for myself, working for my family. I'll just keep going, I suppose. It's just keep going. When the times are difficult, that's when you've got to keep going. because so many people give up, and that's really good. Just keep going, just keep challenging yourself, and just keep getting up every morning and doing the best you can.
Yeah, brilliant. I think for me, it's getting the date in the diary as well for the next appointment, or that commitment that I've made to somebody else that gets me going sometimes when I need to, because we all face those challenging moments, and sometimes it's sparking the or reigniting the spark, isn't it, that gets us moving again. But yeah, and I really appreciate your time. And I suppose the final question I should ask you today is, yeah, where can people find out more about yourselves, and if they want to understand more about what you guys do?
Yeah, there's certainly look for me on obviously on Google, good old Google, workplace cleaning solutions, and if you had East Northampton, you get me specifically. But yeah, always find me online. I'm also on LinkedIn, pretty quickly as well, Facebook, and even in Twitter at the moment. So yeah, I'm certainly on social medias.
Yeah, well, thanks, Keith. All the best, and great that you joined us today. And thanks ever so much for your time.
Thanks, Simon. My pleasure.